Imagine a world without color. Now, snap back to reality and look around. We're surrounded by a spectrum of colors, but there's one that plays hard to get.
Blue?
Yes, I'm talking about blue. But why is it so rare?
I've always wondered about that. Blue seems so common, yet you're saying it's not?
Exactly, Olivia. You see, color isn't just a visual treat. It's a science. When light hits an object, some of it is absorbed and some is reflected. Our eyes pick up that reflected light, and look, we see colors.
So, something appears blue just because it reflects blue light, right?
Bingo! But here's where it gets tricky. Most colors come from pigments, but blue often comes from a different game plan nature has. It's called structural coloration. It's like nature's own little magic trick.
A magic trick? Now you've got my attention.
Take the sky, for example. It's not that the air is blue, it's about how air molecules scatter sunlight. Shorter blue wavelengths get bounced around, filling the sky with every shade of blue.
That's fascinating. But what about blue in animals and plants?
We'll get to that. But before we do, let's remember, the world isn't just painted with a brush. Sometimes it's a whole science lab at play. Alright, let's talk about the blues in the plant kingdom. You might think that with all the green around, blue would just be another hue in the garden, but it's a botanical puzzle.
A puzzle? How so?
Well, less than 10% of the 250,000 known plant species boast blue flowers. It's not just rare, it's a botanical head-scratcher.
That's way less than I expected. But why is it so tough for plants to go blue?
It's all about the pigments. Most plants rely on pigments like chlorophyll for green, but blue is different. It requires a unique mix of pigments and often a little trick of the light.
Trick of the light? You mean like an illusion?
Exactly. Some plants use a phenomenon called structural coloration. It's like microscopic architecture within the petals that plays with light to create that blue appearance.
Nature's own optical illusion, then. But what about blue leaves?
Now that's even rarer. Blue leaves would absorb more light, which isn't ideal for photosynthesis. So, plants stick to green for efficiency.
Makes sense. Efficiency over aesthetics, I guess.
But when you do find blue, it's like finding a gem. Take the Himalayan blue poppy or the blue orchids. They're like the crown jewels of the plant world.
So, spotting a blue flower is like a treasure hunt.
You got it. And speaking of treasures, wait until you hear about the blue wonders in the animal kingdom. That's coming up next. Now, let's plunge into the animal kingdom. Blue might dominate the sky and sea, but when it comes to creatures, it's a whole different story.
I'm guessing blue animals are even rarer than blue plants.
Spot on, Olivia. In fact, true blue pigmentation in animals is almost non-existent. What we often see as blue is not a pigment but a clever use of physics.
Physics? So animals are scientists now?
In a way, yes. They're masters of manipulating light. Take the blue morpha butterfly. Its wings aren't pigmented blue. They have microscopic scales that reflect light in just the right way to make us see blue.
That's incredible. It's all an illusion?
It's all about structure, not substance. And it's not just butterflies. Birds like the blue jay use the same trick. Their feathers have tiny air pockets that scatter light, creating that vivid blue we love.
Nature really loves its optical illusions, huh?
It sure does. And it's not just for show. Blue can be a signal for attracting mates or even a form of camouflage.
Camouflage? But blue is so bright and noticeable.
But think about the ocean. If you're a predator looking up, a blue creature blends with the light from above. It's nature's way of saying, good luck finding me.
Nature's got some sneaky tricks up its sleeve.
And speaking of sneaky, some animals use blue as a warning. Like the poison dart frog, its blue isn't just pretty. It's a sign that says, I'm toxic, better not eat me.
So blue can be beautiful and dangerous. It's like the color has its own secret language.
You're catching on quick. Blue may be rare, but when it shows up, it's speaking volumes without making a sound. Evolution has a palette, and while it often favors greens and browns, blue is the color it uses sparingly.
I'm intrigued. Does evolution have something against blue?
Not at all. It's just that evolution is all about survival and reproduction. Blue can be a double-edged sword in this game.
How so?
Well, for starters, blue coloration can be a powerful tool in mating displays. Think about the peacock. Its iridescent tail is a chick magnet. but it's also a huge neon sign for predators.
So, it's a risk-reward situation?
Exactly. Blue can make you popular with the ladies, but also with the local predator population. It's a delicate balance.
What about other uses for blue? You mentioned camouflage before.
Right. In the vast blue of the ocean, being blue can make you invisible to predators from below. It's like having an invisibility cloak.
That's pretty cool. But if blue is so useful, why isn't it more common?
That's the million-dollar question. Producing blue pigments is chemically complex and often not the most energy-efficient option. Plus, in many habitats, blending in means sticking to greens and browns.
So, being blue is like wearing a tuxedo to a casual party. It's fancy, but it doesn't always fit in.
You could say that. And there's another angle. Warning signals. Blue can signal stay away to potential threats. Like the blue-ringed octopus, beautiful but deadly.
Nature's way of saying look, but don't touch.
Precisely. Blue in nature is not just a color. It's a statement. Whether it's love me, fear me, or you can't see me, it's always saying something. We've explored the rarity of blue in nature, but let's turn the lens around. How do we humans perceive blue, and why does it captivate us so?
I've always felt a special connection to blue. It's calming, yet it feels so profound.
You're not alone. Blue is often associated with depth and stability. It symbolizes trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, and intelligence.
That's a lot of qualities for one color.
And there's more. Blue has a unique place in human culture. It's the color of the clear sky and the deep sea. It's seen as conservative and authoritative, yet it can also represent freedom and imagination.
It's like blue has a dual personality.
And throughout history, blue has been harder to come by than other pigments. Lapis lazuli, a semi-precious stone, was once the only source of the pigment ultramarine, more precious than gold in the Renaissance.
So, having something blue was quite the status symbol.
Exactly. But beyond status, blue affects us on a psychological level. It's known to have a calming effect, reducing stress and creating a sense of tranquility.
That explains why I feel so at peace when I'm looking at the ocean.
And it's not just the ocean. Think about blue hour, that time just before sunrise or after sunset. Photographers and artists treasure it for the quality of light and the feeling it evokes.
Blue really does touch every part of our lives, doesn't it?
It does. From the jeans we wear to the blue screen of death on our computers, blue is everywhere, influencing us in ways we might not even realize.
It's amazing how a color can hold so much power and mystery.
And that's the beauty of blue. It's a color that's both a part of our everyday life and a rare spectacle in nature. It's a reminder that sometimes the most common things can also be the most extraordinary.